Simon from Milton Bradley, 1978. I remember when this was in the Christmas catalog back then. One of the rituals I used to do as a kid was go through the Christmas catalog and circle items I was interested in so my parents had ideas what kind of stuff I would like to get for Christmas. And of course, I saw this in the Christmas catalog in 1978 and I definitely circled it, along with Electronic Battleship and a few other things. 1978 was actually a very good year for Willie for Christmas. I got a lot of cool stuff in 1978, with this being one of them. This game sold like hotcakes back then. It actually reached a peak somewhere in the late 70s, early 80s, and it's still available today. You can find Simon, well, you can't find them anymore at Toys R Us because they're gone, but like Walmart, stuff like that. You have modern versions. They have like Simon Optics, things like that. But they still have the classic Simon running around. You can actually play the game for free online. I found this web page. That's the original Simon game that you can play online using your mouse. I think it uses Adobe Flash or something like that. So that's kind of cool. It shows how popular this game was. It was invented by the guy who is basically the father of video games, Ralph Baer. And what's interesting is, Ralph went after Atari for the Pong fiasco, Nolan Bushnell and all that good stuff. And then on the flip side, Ralph found himself being sued by Atari because of Simon, because Atari said it was too much like the Touch Me arcade game. Well, granted, Ralph and one of his friends, Howard, I don't remember his last name. Oh, that's bad. Oh, Howard Morrison, who was working at Marvin Glass and Associates, which were very famous toy makers. They saw the arcade game Touch Me, and they thought it was a neat concept, but they didn't really like how it was executed. They didn't like the sounds that the arcade game made and stuff. So they got to work and they came up with this, having colored panels and different sounding tones. And it's actually a very pleasing game to play. Kind of like makes like a little tune every once in a while when you get the right sequence of tones going along. But enough of that. Let's talk about my memories of the game. This is not my original. This is one I found, a few months ago at a thrift store when I was down in, I think I was down in, where was I? Pennsylvania, maybe? Can't remember where I was. I think it was Pennsylvania. I had to pick it up because I have a lot of fond memories of Simon. I wish I still had my original. I had it up until just a few years ago, and I don't know why, but I sold it. Don't know why I sold it. Stupid, I guess. But anyway, I got one again, so I make a video. I really like the box. Really gets some really great artwork here in the box. When you flip it over, shows the game again. Shows the different games you can play. Game 1, Simon Says. Basically, you're following the tones. You have a game 2, Player Says. We can make your own tones. And then game 3, Choose Your Color. We have like 4 people, one manning each tone, and they have to remember when to hit their panel as it plays back. That's a really fun version of Simon to play. Did this a lot with my family. It was a lot of fun. Oh, and of course, Electronic Battleship. Oh my God, I love that game. And there's a Pocket Simon. I had one of those too. I gave it to my buddy Ferg, if I remember right. So in the box, let's open this bad boy up. Boop. In the box, we have the Simon unit itself, and we have the instruction manual. It's a red, black, and white manual. Nothing really spectacular, but it gets the point across. It shows how to select your game, your on-off switch, how to start, all this good stuff. The skill level, I'm going to play on skill level 1 because Willie is not very good at remembering anymore. His brain has gotten old and decrepit. It's drying out. That's just a fold-out manual, as you can see here. Pretty cool. Shows where to put the batteries, how to put the little rubber feet so they don't slide around when you're playing the game. And it describes the different games on how to play. Pretty cool. Okay, Also in this box, I picked it up. Now this is really awesome. There is a sales receipt in here. And it looks like this was purchased in July of '88 from Playland in Auburn, Alabama. So this Simon has gotten around. It went from Alabama up to Pennsylvania. Looks like they paid $42.37 for it at the time. 10 years after the game came out. That's pretty cool. Actually, Simon is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year in 2018. I believe May 2018 was the 40th anniversary for it. So that's pretty cool. 40 years of Simon, and it's still going strong today. So we'll pull the game out. Such a cool design. Ralph and Howard did a heck of a job with this. So we're going to put the batteries in. We flip it over. And it runs on a 9-volt battery and 2 D batteries. Pump up with the battery compartment here. Uh-oh, which way do they go? Oh, right there. Right there, dummy. Go that, whoop. Go that way. So we pop those little bad boys in there, like so. Put the 9-volt battery in. And, cover back on, and boop. Batteries are inside. So, put on game 1, skill level 1, turn it on, and then we hit the start button. Boop. Okay. It's kind of making a tune. Uh-oh. Oh! Hey, I won that one. So that was a short game. That was skill level 1. So you saw what it does when you win. It just goes beep, 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 beep. Now if I hit the last button, it just shows what the current game you just played. Now if I had played other games, it would tell me what was the longest sequence that I actually did, and it would play that back. So now let's switch it up to skill level 4. Hardest level, and see how far I get this time. Oh! I like it makes the raspberry sound. You guessed wrong, bucko. So pretty cool. Really neat game. Of course, Simon was so popular that Atari also released their version of Touch Me, which, you know, it's actually pretty good game too. It's nice and portable, which I like, and it has like the different color boxes and everything, but it's just a single color LED. It's okay. It's good for what it is. I do like this. It's one of the games I got in my stocking for Christmas, I think in '79 or something like that. But my all-time favorite, you know, pattern game like these is going to be Simon. I absolutely love Simon. Oh yeah, it does that if you leave it on and don't do anything. It's like, hey dummy, you left me on. Are you going to play me or turn me off? Anyway, pretty cool. So, that's Simon from Milton Bradley. Do you guys have any memories of Simon back in the late 70s, 80s that you'd like to share or comment down below? Do you have a more modern version? Did you just recently discover Simon? And what are your thoughts on it? Be interesting to hear what others think about Simon the game, any kind of memories they have of it. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Thanks for watching.
Oh boy! Yeah! Hey, there's Hasbro. Hasbro makes toys. What's new, Hasbro?
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's...
Okay, let them go. Some of the great SSP racers for 72.
M-A-R-X spells Mark, world's largest toy maker.
Remember, every boy wants a Remco toy, and so do girls. And remember, if it isn't Duncan, it isn't Yo-Yo.
I'll take that, and that, and that. Oh, heck, I'll just circle the whole page.